he said he told reporters this morning that Americans will start feeling the relief from that bill next year, and some of the affordability concerns that they have now will start to subside. I know you've been critical of the Medicaid cuts, the SNAP cuts, but I'm curious how you and House Democrats will speak about some of those working class provisions that they point to, whether it's on tips, overtime, Social Security, auto loan, interest. How are you all thinking about speaking to the American people about those particular provisions that it seems will be core to the Republicans' message next year about affordability?
Yeah, House Republicans have no issue as it relates to affordability. They believe that the affordability crisis in the country is a hoax and a scam. That's what their leader has said, Donald Trump, who says he's both the president and the speaker. At the same time, Donald Trump's words, not mine. They don't plan to address the high cost of living in this country because they don't even believe that it exists. Now, the interesting thing is that I agree that the American people will continue to feel the impact of the one big ugly bill that Republicans jam down their throats. But it's going to be an adverse impact because hospitals and nursing homes and community-based health centers are going to continue to close as a result of Republicans enacting the largest cut to Medicaid in American history. Electricity bills are skyrocketing because of the Republican attack on the clean energy economy. Clean energy is cheaper energy, but they gutted those provisions of the tax code. Republicans did so they could reward big oil and their donors. But as a result, the American people are seeing their electricity bills skyrocket. And then, of course, if you rip $186 billion from SNAP, which Republicans did in their one big ugly bill, they're going to cause everyday Americans to go hungry. We're talking about 42 million people, 16 million children who are going to be hurt by what Republicans did in their one big ugly bill, 8 million older Americans, and over 1 million veterans who rely on SNAP. And so the adverse impact, the harm that Republicans have done to the American people, actually, we're just scratching the surface in terms of the hurt that everyday Americans will experience. And then we have the ongoing Trump tariffs, which, of course, in real time are increasing costs on the American people by thousands of dollars per year. And the American people know it in terms of what they're paying now for groceries and for goods. The American people are concerned about the fact that housing is totally out of control, healthcare is totally out of control, childcare is totally out of control, and Republicans have no plan to deal with any of it. Donald Trump is fighting with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene is fighting with the House Republican Conference. Corey Mills is fighting with Nancy Mace. Nancy Mace is fighting with Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson is fighting with Elise Stefanik. Elise Stefanik is fighting with Lisa McClain. The whole thing is a mess. The 119th Congress has turned into a bad episode of Republicans Gone Wild. And here's the problem. Republicans are so busy fighting each other, they can't be bothered to fight for the American people. Big difference between us and them. House Democrats are going to continue to fight for you to drive down the high cost of living and to fix our broken healthcare system.